Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel Webonsky. Today we will talk about Docker. So Docker is a platform that allows you to build, test and deploy applications quickly. What does it mean? In a simple terms, we can consider Docker as a virtual environment. It lets us run our applications on a separate virtual environment which are dependent from other Docker containers. And this environment is called Docker container. Okay, so Docker is able to run on any operating system because it works on top of the operating system. It is not dependent on it, but can run it and create its own environment to run any application. So Docker can run on Mac, Linux, or Windows also because whenever we and what are the benefits of using it? Suppose now we have Docker and we have created containers. We are running applications on the containers. So what are the benefits of using it? So if we talk about benefits, so one of the benefit is that we can run two applications of two different dependency versions uh, without any problem. For example, we have a node application running on node version 12 and the other application is running on node 14. So we can keep these two applications running on the same system or on the same server, but these two will be running on inside a Docker container. So Docker container keeps two running environments separate and they run only in that environment and all the dependencies get fulfilled by that particular container to run that particular application. Okay, now we have this benefit, and what are the other benefits? We don't get involved in uh, any of the hassle of setting up the server. Like we have to install multiple dependencies to run an application. So we get overcome of this problem. Suppose we have a node application running on a server and server crashes. So what will you do now? You will have to create a new server and then install all the dependencies manually, and it will take time to get that application running in running state. What are the benefits of using Docker? So in that scenario, what we will need to do, we will just create a new server and deploy the pre-built Docker image and then run it inside a container, and your application will start running quickly without wasting much time. So this is the other benefit of it. And we can and the other benefits are like we can generate images from our latest code, from latest code GitHub repository. Maybe any repository can be there. So one of the example is from GitHub. Suppose we have some repository in GitHub, and so we can pull the latest code from the repository and then build a new image on based on those latest codes, and then we can deploy it on the server directly. So this all process will be called as a CI/CD, complete life cycle of CI/CD, like continuous development and continuous deployment. So these are the some of the benefits of using Docker, and that is why it is very getting very popular among the companies, and peoples are going to use it quickly and picking this for their development platform and for all these life cycle. And Docker is supported by cloud platforms like Azure, AWS. They support Docker images to run on their own platforms, and those are the services are to on AWS we have ECS, and on Azure we have ACI, Azure Container Instance. In the Google Cloud we have GKE. So the cloud providers are also encouraging you to build images and run your images on their platform in the form of container. And the basic repository. Suppose you have built a new image and you want to push that image, so uh, Docker Hub is the public repository where you can push your images and then uh, pull it on any server or any other machine to run it. It provides both private and public repository, so you can start with the Docker Hub initially, and then later you can go with any cloud provider you want to work with. If you want to start like working with Docker, you can refer these articles also, and it is very useful. So it will give you a brief and a quick explanation and elaboration of Docker, how to start with it, and how you will create a new image based on your new code. So all these things you can get it here. It will be very useful for you to start. So that is it in this video. I will in the next video I will explain about how practical. I will show you a practical example to deploy the Docker images on your server, and how it get pulled automatically uh, by Watchtower. That will help you to just automatically pick the latest pulled image on the Docker Hub and run it on your server directly without any human interaction.